I got a free gift for your audience. I want to give you guys a free gift.
Cool.
So
What is that?
I have a speaker strategy guide that literally is getting speakers booked for thousands of dollars. This is my blueprint to how I built a successful speaker business to get on over 100 podcasts, TEDx stages, hundreds of stages, made thousands of dollars. I put it all into a 15-page blueprint.
Hold on tight, because you're tuned in to Momentum Media's Success Talk with your favorite host, Ryan Durden.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I have a special guest today. Some of you may already know who he is. He's Sean Douglas. Last time he was on the show, we talked about resilience. He is actively in the military now. Last time we spoke, he was 17 years in. Now he's 19 years in. He has one more year to retire. And then I guess he's going to be doing this full time, huh?
Oh, yeah, man.
That's awesome. So today we're going to talk about public speaking. Sean has been heavy in public speaking over the past 2 years. Have you written a book on public speaking, or is it just a lot of...
So I've written a lot of strategy guides and downloadable products, but I do have a book that's going to come out that's going to touch on that, yes.
Okay, awesome. I know that public speaking is like the number one fear. I'm more of a one-on-one guy, but when I get in front of a whole crowd, it's just everything that I think that I know goes out the window.
Right.
So
I do that. You know what though?
Right.
I've been speaking for years,
Mm-hmm.
and literally that still happens to me.
Really?
Like I nail it, but I walk off stage. Literally, it happens. I walk off stage. I'm like, oh, I should have said this. Oh man, and like all this cool stuff comes that I should have said. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So if I ever do an encore, if I ever get asked to do an encore, I've got plenty of material after that.
Nice. After the fact, right?
Right.
That's awesome.
Right.
So somebody that wants to get into public speaking, what would be their first step? What would you recommend them actually go and do?
So the first step, if you want to be a public speaker, is figure out the problem that you solve. That's why that's why speakers get hired. You know, it's not where speakers are getting hired to, you know, like rah, you know, and like all this stuff. Like they don't do that anymore.
Right.
You know, like the days of Les Brown, you know, jazzing up a crowd, or the hype man saying, you can do it. Like even Tony Robbins, even the greats are solving problems. And that's how you're going to get booked. You're going to solve problems. And if you don't know the problem that you solve, then you're never going to get booked.
Right. So having something like you speak on resilience. And,
I speak on resilience, leadership, team building and team performance, and business positioning strategies, specifically creating, launching, and monetizing your books, podcasts, businesses, speaker business, whatever it is that you want to create, launch, and monetize out of. I show you how to do it. And it's all about positioning.
Right. And so going out, landing these gigs, are you reaching out to people individually? Are you sending out your resume? How are you getting these gigs?
Both. So people email me. On my website, there's a contact form. They'll send me a message through that contact form saying, we have this event at this date and time. Here's our speaker budget. We're looking for a topic on this. And so I get those. I'm constantly searching on Facebook and LinkedIn. I'm constantly getting referred. So it'll be like, hey, Ryan's got this one event and hey, you should be a speaker for it. You know, like referrals that way. And, you know, I'm looking at different websites like Speaker Match, Speaker Hub, Thumbtack, Gig Masters, Gig Salad, Meetup.com. There's just a bunch.
Yeah, if you're wanting to be a public speaker, write these things down, guys.
Right.
Write them down. So these are all the platforms.
There's a million ways to get booked to speak. There's a million ways.
Yeah.
I've used them all.
What do you think works the best, in your opinion?
Directly reaching out to the event planner.
Okay.
If you're a speaker, you should every day friend request 20 event planners. Just go to LinkedIn, type in. Okay, so let me preface this. My LinkedIn is not my friends. It's not like Facebook.
Right.
My LinkedIn are people I want to do business with.
Right.
So what I do is I friend request podcasters, speakers, business owners, entrepreneurs, and event planners. I constantly am friend requesting them on LinkedIn because I want to have conversations with them on LinkedIn. My content that I deliver is directly for them. I'm creating an audience on LinkedIn. All 4,500 of my connections are nothing but, I mean, yeah, there's friends, but they're speakers because I coach speakers, podcasters because I speak at every podcast event in the country. I show you how to market your podcast, create, launch, and monetize the podcast. So there's one leg of business. Event planners because that's the gatekeepers. That's who brings me in to speak. And, entrepreneurs and business owners who might need some, I don't know, marketing. Advice, mindset, something. So on LinkedIn, it is strictly my audience that I'm friend requesting.
Okay, so you do most of your work on LinkedIn, and then
most of my business comes from LinkedIn.
Your advertising on Facebook.
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And then so once somebody does get over the fear of public speaking,
you never do.
Nobody ever does.
So I'm gonna tell you what, man. I was at an event just a couple weeks ago, and it was a big event. Everybody's like staring, waiting for the guy. I'm getting introduced. They're waiting for the guy to come on stage, and I'm just like, oh my god, like you get this like the butterflies and everything. But what I've learned is that change your perception of the feelings that you're having. So if you're behind the curtain and you're like, oh my gosh, here it comes. Oh my gosh. You're freaking out, right? Turn that nervousness, that freaking out into excitement, into happiness. Frame it. Don't say, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Be like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm loving this. This is going to be amazing. Right.
Self-talk.
So just change your mindset. Yeah, man. Just change your self-talk, man. Just change the way that you're internalizing the way you're feeling, because there's no difference between excitement and anxiety. You still get sweaty palms. You still get dry throat. You still get, it's the same symptoms. It's just how you position those feelings.
And so let's talk about money for a little bit. Like, is there money involved in speaking? Like, can you make a lot of money? I know people have in the past.
There's ways to.
Is it
so you can get paid to speak. So like new speakers starting out should be around 1,000, 1,500 ish. You should be getting around 2,500. You've been doing this a while. My speaker fee is 5,500, all inclusive, up to a full day, which means that, man, when they want to hire me, I tell them that, like, what's your speaker fee? And it's 5,500, all inclusive, up to a full day. And then you shut up, because the first person to talk loses.
Exactly.
I've sat on the phone for 3 minutes one time, and the guy's like, "You're not going to talk?" Well, since you lost, yes, I'm not going to talk. And he's like, all right, let's just cut the crap. I'm like, okay, let's cut the crap. What do you got? He's like, 5,500 is too high. Like legit, it's just too high. We wouldn't hire you for that. Like, are you? They're like, no, it's just like, we don't have the budget for that. What's your budget? He's like, 35. I'm like, 3,500 for a keynote. I'm like, tell you what, you throw in another $500, I'll do a breakout session and I'll do a keynote. So we'll do a keynote in the morning, and then the very next session after that, you guys go into breakout sessions. I'll stay and do a breakout. Give me another $500. And he's like, yeah, okay, sure, let's do that. Like, nice. Okay, so I increased the value, and he increased his budget.
Right. That's awesome.
You can do that. I've done that every time. Like, they're like, oh, I only have a certain amount of money for this one keynote. I'm like, well, what would you do for a breakout? And one person's like, well, we don't pay our breakouts. Like, well, what if I did both? And usually it's like another kickback of like a $500 or something. Like,
nice.
I'm still there.
Yep.
Right. So all inclusive, meaning I don't nickel and dime the event planners. I send them a contract. I send them a W-9, which if you listen to me, if you listen to any speaker program on the planet, they'll be like, here's their marketing. Oh my God, use speaking. You can build your business, and use speaking to get clients and reach people. And oh my God. And this is how you're going to do it. And you're going to reach out. It's going to be amazing. And oh my God.
Right.
What they don't tell you is, by the way, you need a W-9.
So the W-9 is just the tax form, right? It's like a
tax form.
That's it.
It's nowhere in any speaker training ever that I've ever taken, online course. It's all about the impact you'll create and the money you'll make.
Yeah.
Well, if fundamental business practices aren't even covered in your speaker course, then you're bad for business.
Right. So let's talk.
Because then you look unprofessional. You literally, a speaker who doesn't submit a W-9 or even asks the event planner, like, hey, do I need a W-9? Because yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Because you have to file taxes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's just one thing. Like some speakers are like, what do I got to register as? Like, well, that's up to you. Anything under $100,000, just be a sole proprietor.
Mm-hmm.
You can do an LLC. That's fine. Not talked about in any speaker program.
Right.
I mean, it's simple, basic business fundamentals that aren't sexy. It's the unsexy stuff that people are screwing up on. Everybody knows that that they want to be a speaker so they can reach millions. They want to make millions, glamour, glamour, glamour. Mm-hmm. But if you're not teaching the basic fundamentals, like, are you really setting them up for success or giving them false hopes?
Right. That's right. So let's say somebody just setting up their speaking business. How do those people get prepared to go out into the field? I know, you talked about going on LinkedIn and getting
Mm-hmm.
customers, but how do you prepare to get on stage?
You prepare to get on stage by categorizing 3 different parts of the business. So you have your pre-stage work, you have your stage work, and then you have your post-stage work.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-stage work is, how do I get booked? Right? Find the events. Have a system and a strategy to find the event. Once you find the event, then what's the next part? Step 1 is find it. Step 2, now what do I do? Contact the event planner by email, use bombbomb.com, use Loom, whatever. Mm-hmm. There are video email services that you can be like, hey, Ryan, saw that you have an event coming up in March. I'd love to be a speaker. What I speak about is this and this and this. Here's the problem that I solve. And if your audience is experiencing this problem, my talk's perfect. If not, then I wish you the best for the event. And, hopefully we talk soon. Usually they'll give you a call and, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's pre-stuff. Then you got to get booked. Once you're booked, then you got to send a contract. Then you got to send a W-9, right? It's steps.
Right.
And then are you going to require a deposit? I always require a deposit, half up front, because I'm not paying. I've done this. I'm like, you don't need a deposit. It's fine. And then I paid for the plane tickets and I paid for the hotel and all that. Then they canceled.
Right.
And then I'm out money. I'm like, oh my gosh. So you got to pay a transfer fee or whatever.
Yep.
So I say half deposit. Like half deposit right now. And I say that once you cancel the event inside of 14 days, that deposit is non-refundable. Because I can't refund the tickets. I try to get refundable tickets. I really try, but it's never a guarantee. And then I pick up the check at the event, which I've only been stiffed once. Out of hundreds of events, I've only been stiffed once. Like, oh yeah, we'll pay you when you get off stage. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Go on stage. I'm like, hey, where's the check? And they're like, yeah, see, so here's the thing. We really didn't have as much budget as we thought we did, and so we can't pay you the rest of your fee.
So they paid you the half up front, but not the rest?
Right.
Well, at least you got something, right? If you didn't get that half up front, they probably wouldn't have gave you anything.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I basically got $2,500 out of a $5,000 event.
Yeah. That's a big loss, but.
Yeah, man. But,
better than nothing.
It got handled. I have people on my team. I know people.
Yeah. And that's smart. I mean, it's your business, right? So it's your requirements. They have to go with what you want. You know what I mean? If they want you as a speaker. If not, then go find another speaker, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't realize that. They just try to go with the flow and be controlled by whoever it is that's in control when they need to be in control of their business and set the prices and set the standards that they want, instead of just going with the flow. So I think
so you
that's
get
great.
paid to speak, or you can speak for free and then hope that you sell people into something. Or what's getting popular now is you pay the event planner $1,000, $2,500, $5,000. I've heard of ridiculous prices like $20,000. I guess like Russell Brunson paid Grant Cardone like 30 or 50 grand to speak at a 10X event. And Russell Brunson ended up making like $3 million. Like that's a hell of an investment.
Yeah.
So I don't like the pay to play model, because after you sell people into that program, you then have to deliver on that program. Right. And some people don't.
Right.
Some people just don't. And I mean, if you're a coach, like, hey, cool. But if you have to think, are you speaking to build a coaching program? Then paying to speak works, just call it a marketing budget. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to an event, pick up like 20 clients and then have my life sucked dry because I'm working with 20 people, 12, 15 hours a day. Like, that's not what I want to do.
Right.
Some people like it. Some people are like, that's my business.
Right.
But I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, I've
I
been,
just don't. I coach people. I cap it at 10. At any time I'm coaching no more than 10 people. I cap it.
at 10 people at a time.
Yep. I'm capped at 10. If I'm at 9, I take one more. And people are like I have a waiting list. I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry, I have a waiting list.
Right.
Well, I really want to launch my podcast. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not working with any more than 10 people. Once that person's done, then I'll email you. So I have a list.
Yeah. And so do you teach just public speaking, or do you teach your resilience, leadership, and all of the above, or is it just
I teach everything.
everything? So it's just customizable for that person, whatever
It's
they
need.
Whatever
they need. If they get into a managerial role, or they're like, like they're an entrepreneur, right? Like, yeah, I'm going to teach them leadership. I'm going to teach them like whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And so do you still do free talks, or do you just do paid?
I don't typically speak for free unless it's like a good friend of mine. Like I went in November and spoke in LA, and it was like, well, you can make it, like, I'll let you make an offer, but no more than like $200. Like, that's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy. And out of the event, walked away with some decent money.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend, like somebody just starting out public speaking, what would you recommend them be their first step? Either do they go for the paid gig, or do they go for the free? So
this is the chicken and the egg. In order for you to get booked to speak, you got to have a speaker reel. You got to have a video of you speaking. In order for you to get that video speaking, you have to get booked.
Right.
But you can't get booked without a video, and you can't get video without being booked. So what I did was I went into a library, and I took 3 different outfits with me, and my wife filmed a couple minutes of a talk in 3 different outfits, in 3 different parts of a building, in 3 different parts of a room. So that's all different. Looks like a different event. And I mashed it together. That was my speaker reel.
Nice. That's awesome.
That was my first speaker reel until I got booked. And then I replaced pieces of it, and replaced pieces of it, and now I have whatever reel that I'm using, right? So I don't recommend anybody go for free to do anything.
For free, yeah.
Like ever.
Right.
Like, you should always get paid. Like,
yeah.
Everybody deserves to get paid if you're good enough.
Right.
If you're good enough.
Right.
If you're starting out and you have no idea what you're doing, nobody's going to pay you. So you're kind of stuck doing free. But if someone wants to give you $500 to go speak at a church, or let's say if you're a teacher, you're like, I've been speaking for a while, like, go get hired somewhere. Go to a teacher's conference.
Yep.
I mean, you're a teacher, speak at a teacher's conference. Like,
right.
So no, I don't say, oh no, speak for free 100 times and then you'll get booked for free, get booked to speak, for paid. Like, I don't do any of that.
Yeah, right.
Because if you've ever been to an event where it's a complete pitch fest, where speakers who have no business speaking at all, zero, you should not be on stage. And they're like, buy my stuff, and Susie said it was awesome. Like it's atrocious.
Yeah.
And people are like walking out of the room like, that guy should never be speaking. He sucks bad. They paid for that stage time. So I think that you should get paid if you're good enough. If you're not good enough, then no, you shouldn't get paid.
Do you think anybody can learn how to speak, or do you think it's
100%?
Everybody can learn?
Everybody. You do it every day. What are you talking about? You speak every day.
Let's say like the content, like what are people that are bad speakers, what are they missing as far as content? How can you tell a bad speaker from a good speaker? Like, what's
the way they start to talk?
Okay. The way they start to talk. So
here's a bad speaker. Here's a bad speaker.
Okay.
And let me know if you've been to events.
Yeah.
Here's a terrible speaker. Here's how it works. Let's welcome Sean to the stage. Woo! Awesome. Hey, everybody. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me. It's an honor and a privilege. Here's a little bit about me. And he goes right into me.
Right.
Literally. And here's what I've done in my career 5 minutes later. Right? Like SpongeBob, like 5 minutes later. right? And he's still going, like, and this person loves my stuff, and and then I did this, and then I did this, and I'm telling stories about me.
Right.
Like, if you're just me, you suck.
That's a bad speaker.
A different speaker comes out, and here's how I come out. And I come out like, hey, thank you so much for having me. Before I begin, I want to take a minute and I want to honor you, the audience. You could have been anywhere in the world, but today you made a decision to be here in this seat, listening to me and listening to the other great speakers. So what I want to do is I want to honor you, take a minute and clap it up for you. Thank you so much for being here. You, the audience, and I put it on them immediately. So I've given them acknowledgement and energy right off the bat. I said, and let's clap it up for the event planner. Has this been a great event or not? Show her. Let her know if it's been great. If it's not, then let her know if it's not been a great event. And I'm not even transparent about it. I'm so transparent about that. I'm like, if it sucked, don't clap. If it's awesome, clap it up. Like, let's go,
And
so
getting them engaged.
Yep. So far, everybody's clapped it up. Like no one's been like, this event sucks. Like, no one has done that.
Yeah.
And then I say, my message for you today is, again, my message for you is, I go into the message, I go right into the content. I don't say anything about me. I don't say anything about whatever, because the person already introduced me and already read a part of my bio, and you already talked about what I was about, and you already talked about what I'm going to talk about. Now I just need to say it. Now I just need to talk about what I'm going to talk about. And then and I interject humor too. So I say, my message for you today is whatever. And then I interject humor. I'll be like, by a show of hands, who does this? By a show of hands, who does this? By a show of hands, who's not going to raise their hand no matter what I say? Always kills, always makes a laugh. And then at the end of the talk, I'll say, all right, everybody, I got to close. I got to go. So let me finish this close. Which doesn't mean anything, but it gives you hope that I'm almost done. And the event planner, I usually look at the event planner and she's like, oh my gosh, like shaking her head and stuff, like, right? So I got to close, which doesn't mean anything, but it gives the event planner hope that I'm almost done. I got like 4 minutes on the clock still, and everybody's like, oh, because they're checking their, when I see the event planner check their watch multiple times, it's me to wrap up. Right. I might have 4 minutes on the clock still, but I got to wrap up because they're like, come on, like he's going to miss it. Like they're freaking out.
Yeah.
So then I level that by saying, she's already checked her watch like 4 times. I got to go.
Right.
And I'm like completely transparent on stage, which brings the audience into your talk. That's the difference. Most speakers aren't asking them questions. If they are, it's rhetorical. They're not like, I'll do a hand clap thing. It's so awesome. Somebody will say something and I'm like, that's a great, like I'll ask them a question. I'm like, yes, did you hear what he said? He said, and then I repeat it. I'm like, that's awesome. I want to give him some love. Let's clap once, snap once, and point at them and say, you rock. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You rock. Like, and everybody starts laughing. I'm like, look at the smiles on your faces. Like, this is amazing. So it's this whole engagement. It's laughter. It's fun, exciting. And that is a great speaker. I've sat through some speakers where everybody, like, you just look around and everybody's like checking their watch, like, this guy almost done, like, this is so boring. Right. And he thinks he was the greatest talk ever. But you gotta be engaged. And don't talk about yourself. Now you can tell a story, but don't talk about yourself right at the gate. It's always about the audience.
Okay, great. That's great advice. So you said your first demo reel of you speaking was just you in front of 0 people. What was your first your first paid or not paid, let's just say your first public speaking where you had how many people were there?
So like an event?
Like an event. So so your very first event, how many people did you speak in front of?
I got booked finally, like all that, right? Because I started hosting kind of some of my own stuff. And then, being in the military, you got to go train some guys and you got to hold a class and like, all that stuff.
Right.
But like outside of military, like I'm going to a conference, like or an event or whatever. The first one was in 2016. This is like outside, like big conference, because I've spoken at high schools for like 100 kids or something like that, but conference event My first one was One Life Fully Lived
Mm.
in California. No, it was in Westchester, Pennsylvania. That's where it
Mm.
was. The second one was in Sacramento. I had a breakout session. It was a free event. I had a breakout session, and I had like 40 people.
That you
That's
spoke
it.
in front
40,
of?
40 people.
Okay. And then what was
Yep.
your biggest? How many people?
The biggest event that I spoke for was just close to 600,
Mhm.
six or 700. And that was a military ball. And it had like the whole base was there. You know, it
Nice.
was like thousand military people or something like that. But I think like 600 or 700 people. It was almost 1,000 people.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
So that was pretty cool. But I spoke at TEDx. My
Mhm.
TEDx talk had like 60 or 70 people in the audience, but it's been viewed 16,000 times,
Right.
over 16,000 times. So that's pretty cool. But I mean, I'd like to get, 1,000, 2,000,
Mhm.
a stadium full of people. Like that'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Does TEDx do the YouTube thing where you get a certain amount of
yeah.
views, you start getting paid?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I got 16,000 views, so I have no idea.
You haven't gotten a penny yet.
No.
That's
No.
fun. Cool. Well,
Nope.
so where can everybody find you? Are you? I know you only take on 10 clients at a time. Are you fully booked right now? And how long? Is
No,
your
I got room for 2 more.
You got room for 2 more.
Yep,
Okay.
2 more. That's it. 2 more. So my website is The Success Core, CORPS, thesuccesscore.com. And you can find me there at that website. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. That's pretty much it. And then you guys can listen to my radio show, Life Transformation Radio, on every single podcatcher. Subscribe to Ryan, subscribe to me. And every podcatcher holds the show, Life Transformation Radio. We're live Tuesday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can join us on blogtalkradio.com/Life Transformation Radio. You can join us live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday through Friday.
Boom. You sound like you've done that a couple times.
Done it a couple of times. Yeah, I got a free gift for your audience. I want to give you guys a free gift.
Cool.
So
What is that?
I have a speaker strategy guide that literally is getting speakers booked for thousands of dollars. This is my blueprint to how I built a successful speaker business to get on over 100 podcasts, TEDx stages, hundreds of stages, made thousands of dollars. I put it all into a 15-page blueprint.
Nice.
And so the link is bit.ly/get booked to speak. And the first letter of those words, the G, B, T, and S, is capitalized. bit.ly/capital G, get, capital B, booked, capital T, to, capital S, speak. Get booked to speak. If you type in the capital letter of those beginning words, then you're good. Otherwise, it takes you somewhere crazy that I don't even know where that is.
Well, we'll put the link in the description. Yeah.
Yep. He'll have the link and the promo code, because this guide is actually sold for $47. I have a free promo code for Ryan's audience, and it's all caps, free, the number 4, me, free for me. And so
Awesome.
I'll send him all the information. You guys can download that speaker guide and get started getting booked on podcasts, stages, TEDx, and boom, there you go.
Boom. Okay. If you want to leave one more thing for all of the public speakers out there, what would you leave?
Make sure that you position yourself as the subject matter expert with credibility and authority by teaching your audience. Always, always teach your audience. It's not about selling. It's about educating, and it's about teaching. It's about giving value first.
Yes.
Give value first.
That's right.
And then show your expertise. Event planners book you for your expertise as a subject matter expert and the results that your subject matter expert experience gets people. If you're not getting results, you're not going to get booked.
Cool, man. Well, thank you so much again for being on the show, talking some public speaking. Reach out to Sean, and he's got 2 more people left. If you want to become a public speaker and start to get paid to start speaking, Sean is the man. So go ahead and take advantage of that free gift that he's given us. and reach out to him, add him on social media because he's the man you want to follow. Thank you again, Sean. You've been awesome.
Yeah, buddy.
And we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, we'll talk soon, man.
All right.